5 needs fulfilled in the forest with Sri Rama, by Krishna's mercy.
या सत्यपाश परिवीपित निदेशं स्त्रणस्य चापि शिरसा जगृहे सभार्य राज्यं श्रियं प्रणयन् सुहृदो निवासन् त्यक्त्वा ययौवनं सुनिवमुक्तसन्.
Quote, carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramachandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life, and went to the forest with Sita. Shrimad Bhagavatam, 9:10-8.
1. Something to see.
You could say this explains why television became so popular. The landscape is always changing. There is always evolution. Today, you don't necessarily need the standalone device known as a television. You can view the same content on a computer screen, a tablet, or a smartphone. I need something to see. Turning off the mind. Not requiring thought. Not straining the brain. Just a way to relax. I don't necessarily need that stimulation throughout the day, but at least for a small portion on a regular basis.
2. Somewhere to go.
I think they refer to it as cabin fever. I have to leave the house at least once a day. I am not sure when this need arose. I am sure I was not that way as a child. Regardless, as long as I have the one outing, even to some simple place like a supermarket, I won't go crazy.
3. Something to do.
You see this with adult-aged children whose parents spoiled them. They tend to be depressed. They are addicted to drugs and alcohol. They are so sad precisely because they don't have something to do. They skip working because someone else pays for everything. As long as I have something to do, I am happy. I need direction. I need a sense of purpose. Otherwise, why are we living? What is the meaning to our existence?
4. Something to talk about.
As much as we try to avoid it, we like to talk to other people about things that are not very important. There is a reason people talk about the weather when they meet with strangers. It is a way to connect. It breaks the ice, no pun intended. I need a subject matter upon which to contemplate, develop ideas, and receive feedback from others.
5. Something to look forward to.
When the crooked government leaders locked everyone in their homes for recurring 2-week intervals that stretched out over several years, this was one of the major pain points. How could we look forward to anything if we weren't allowed to go anywhere? I can't imagine the level of damage this restriction inflicted. It could be a vacation. It could be the arrival of a new family member. It could moving to a new city. Anything that we can mark on a calendar and anticipate with eagerness. The more events the better, if you ask me. This keeps us from going crazy.
A person may wonder how Sri Rama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could have accepted so swiftly the order to spend 14 years in the forest. It was an abrupt change. The transition came unexpectedly. It was a sudden delivery, from an envious queen targeting her otherwise pious and innocent husband. Is incarceration any worse? That is the typical punishment for those who violate the laws of the state. They do time in jail. The sentence is supposed to be commensurate with the degree of the violation. Serious offenders spend serious time in difficult conditions. But at least there are other people in the jail. The basic needs are taken care of. The inmates don't have to talk. They do not have to brave the elements. They are protected from the elements. They are not in danger of attack from tigers, lions, and other beasts. Rama left for the forest. He took his wife with him. Lakshman also went. Sita and Lakshman refused to stay home. With the needs that we typically have, irrespective of the place we call home, how was Rama able to survive? How were Sita and Lakshman pleased to be in his presence? The truth is, there was plenty to see. The forest provided natural beauty. In the constant roaming there was always something to do. It was like being on a permanent vacation. Every day could bring the visual of a new destination location. The group still had to eat. This took care of what needed to be done. There was attention to duty. There were prayers offered at the appropriate times. There was basic maintenance, in keeping the temporary dwelling in proper order. The wildlife provided plenty to talk about. There was enough going on that artificial viewing pleasure was not required. Shri Rama could also recount ancient legends, known as the Puranas. There was access to the storehouse of transcendental wisdom that is the Vedic tradition. As the seasons always change, there is something to look forward. Flowers blossoming on trees. New animals entering the area. The changing temperature. The passage of time, which was auspicious since it involved the association of Shri Rama. As Sita, Rama, and Lakshman were happy in the forest, so the devoted souls who always meditate upon them have every need and desire fulfilled. If asked directly by Rama whether all their needs are being met, if questioned whether they are happy with their decision to stay with him, without hesitation they answer in the affirmative. In closing, best decision I ever made. That your instructions obeyed. Otherwise in misery toiling. Valuable time spoiling. But now with enthusiasm to renew. Always something to do. Mind on you, Sita and Lakshman said. From one image everything to get.